Like, what is an issue that's important to you where it is important to be with you?
Respect.
Okay. And
One or the other, my humble opinion, I think I'm just gonna throw a crazy high number out there. I think like 95% of world problems, conflicts can be resolved by mutual respect. That's fairly simple, you know.
I guess
That's everyone's birthright, right? Mutual respect.
I definitely agree with that. What is preventing that from happening?
But it's like the cure for the common cold right there. You know, if I
Yeah.
had it, I'd sell it by the six pack. You
Well,
know,
that's
give it
why.
away by the six pack. You
Well,
know.
that's why I'm asking.
Shit.
I'm wondering if there's certain things around human decency. Respect is like a decency type issue. How do we get there? Because you're right. Maybe there is no cure for the common cold just because that thing is everywhere and it mutates so much. But are the issues that cause disrespect, do they mutate or are they like known issues? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, where did you said when you say mutate, you think about forming? Where did disrespect start? You know, where did it initiate? I don't know. It has to be learned though, because if you look at experiment everyone has seen, they look at these babies in the nursery, you know, all at different ethnicities, you know, just a smorgasbord, and everybody's all happy. Where do they learn to dislike each other? Where do they learn to hate each other?
I agree with
No?
taught to them by their community, parents or whatever. That makes
Okay.
sense.
So
Okay.
how do you get people to stop teaching it? That is the thing, you know, passing it along. I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Um, if you could change one thing, and maybe it's the level of respect everyone has for each other, but if there's another thing that you could change, what else would you change?
I'm hesitating. I'm never at a loss for words, but I'm hesitating. That's
Uh
a
oh.
serious, deep question. You know, I don't want to just give away an answer on that one.
Can I come back to that one then?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
Please do.
Okay. Um, I always like to ask people like where they'd like to be 10 years from now. Like sometimes it's like 10 minutes from now you're late for something, but like maybe if you have time to plan and think, make a team of support, like 10 years from now, where would you like to be or what would you like to be doing?
10 years from now, I would like to be watching seeds that I planted 10 years or farther back.
Starting right now, you mean?
reap fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bear fruit. You know.
You shared some of those seeds. Are there any others that you'd like to share that you're investing time and your energy into right now?
Just inspiring people, my loved ones, family, children, nieces, nephews, cousins, you know, just doing better. It got to start somewhere in the generation. I don't think I had a baton left to me or left a leg up, but I think if we can give them a leg up or a fair shake in the game, a head start in a sense,
Sounds like you have
I
a
think
big
that'd
family.
be successful, you know.
Yes, I agree. It sounds like you have a big family.
Uh, in comparison to most, no, not a large firm. In comparison to most, I wouldn't say so.
And you said you grew up in Alabama.
Yeah, originally Montgomery, Alabama. The only other place I lived my childhood life was I had a 5-year stint in Detroit, Michigan. But other than that, Montgomery, Alabama, if you ask where I'm from.
So how did that go? Were you born in Montgomery?
Born in Montgomery, Alabama.
And then how old when you went to Detroit?
I'll say like 4, and back
Really?
and forth for like 5, 6 years, and remainder middle school, high school, Montgomery, Alabama.
So were you in the same middle school, high school in Montgomery once you came back?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went to the Navy?
Yes, immediately out of high school, 3 months after graduation in the Navy. I was already in a delayed entry program before graduation. Did 20 years there, punched out, left there, became a manager at Union Pacific Railroad, did that for 6, 7 years, and then I went on to a tech company, and currently still employed by that tech company now.
Yep.
So,
But you're now, is it outside Arizona? In Phoenix, you said?
yeah, I currently reside at Litchfield Park, Arizona. That's like approximately 15 miles west of downtown Phoenix.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't know, can you tell us what your community is like in Phoenix?
I call it Pleasantville.
Pleasantville?
Where I stay
What's
in
that mean?
Litchfield Park. Oh man, it's so quiet. The only thing you might hear out there is somebody air conditioning unit come on and off.
That is quiet.
Sometimes it's a gated community, nice,
Yeah.
quiet, peaceful. You know, nothing happens there.
is that the type of place where you want to die? Where do you want to? What's that like?
It's not green enough for me, and I like
Okay.
water. So southeastern part of the United States probably where I transition.
Okay. So Denver is part of your 10-year plan to end up back in the southeast, or?
No, Denver is just somewhere. I never had plans on staying in Denver. And you asked me earlier,
Yeah.
what'd you ask me?
I
Is
asked-
Denver somewhere I could live? I
Yeah.
could see myself living. I was like, nah, it's too soon
Mm-hmm.
to answer that. I haven't been here enough. This is my first time. Actually, I've been here, not even a full day, maybe.
Okay. Sorry to just pounce on you like that. It's like, yeah, beautiful place, 60th Street Mall. So, I'm not sure like just how much more you're willing to share with us, but again, it's a total open mic, and we're willing to talk as long as you are. But it was funny. I was telling you earlier. I was here with my friend earlier. We're trying to get people to talk about politics, and of course, no one wants to talk about politics. That's part of the problem. That no one's actually talking about politics. That's for people who want to talk about politics.
Well, first of all, I think if you're talking about anything, you should be educated on it. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't paid attention enough to politics to even to speak intelligently.
But should you have to know everything to like make a choice? You know what I'm saying? Like, or no? Like, I guess let me ask you this: because I think most people would agree that we have an obligation to vote, especially if we're presented with good choices, right? I mean, but what, as a citizen, like, what should the government do? I mean, like, as far as, because right now, the way I see it, it's kind of on us to get informed, and it's really hard to get informed when you're busy, you're trying to do a job, and then, I don't know what's reasonable, like, as far as being educated about candidates or their issues or their history. Maybe I'm talking too much. See, this is why I said I was supposed to not sit with you. Like, I don't want to ask leading questions, but
So how do you gauge what is enough knowledge to make an educated, to speak intelligent on,
no,
on
or
politics?
maybe
whatever?
it's more like, how do you get people educated and not like make them take a lot of time out of their life to get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you
I
get.
don't think there's no way around spending that time.
Okay. How do you spend time getting
But-
your?
But whether they spend that time or not, it's still their right to make
Sure.
that
Yeah.
informed or uninformed decision.
No, I totally agree. Anything else on your mind today, Antonio, as far as things you'd like to just say?
And then, see, that's the vagueness and the openness again. You have to narrow it in. I'm willing to speak on, or I'll let you know if it's something I don't want to talk about. Obviously, I'm
Okay.
not shy at all. I'm not bashful at all.
Why don't more people vote, I guess? I believe only 60% of Americans vote, even for the president.
I think it's for the same reason why most people don't do a huge percentage of the shit they say they're gonna do. Anything in life. Oh, I'm gonna do this. A lot of people talk. Talking is easy. They got damn birds that can talk. Or at least mimic. So that's not a great feat. Everybody say I'm gonna do this, but no one follow through. How much do people follow through on anything, really?
I guess that is the problem.
So I think you can associate that with voting or anything else.
Let me ask it a different way then. How does someone get people to follow them?
Motivate. What motivates that person?
Motivating people.
Find out what motivates them. That's how you get them to follow you. What excites them. What appeals to them.
Are there any political issues that appeal to you specifically as an Antonio Pettit?
And I'm gonna say no, because I don't feel like I'm armed with the ammo being knowledge to even speak on it right now.
Yeah, okay.
And I got to that point. That's probably something you want to hear. I got to that point because I feel like it's just the best of the worst. Man, that's what you going for. And the only thing I've seen that outweighs, I think until you take money out of politics, how do you do that? I have no idea. Until you take money out, it's like you pick the best of the worst. So I think a lot of people think their vote is useless, so they don't even go out.
Well, okay, let's okay, that's a great way to look at it. So, I mean, basically you have a situation then, right? Like you look at this chessboard where, depending on, if people truly say it's only 10% on each side, right, that is talking. So basically, I got your 10% right here, and then I got my 10% right here, and then really only 20% each is voting, and so everyone else here is just like, what's going on, right? And so I guess shouldn't the strategy be to try to figure out how to get just some sliver of this part?
That 80, that remaining 80.
Yeah, and then they don't
your
they call
side?
isn't that the real power to try to go after? Is that motivational enough, or do you think that's not enough vision?
I think that's actually fairly simple. You
It is
know
pretty
what you're
simple,
saying?
right? It's like
Yeah.
it's like what gets you out of bed,
Uh,
dude? It's like, I don't know, breakfast, and what gets people out of bed? Like, you know, if and that's what blows my mind is like there people will do so much to get this tiny little piece pushed out. You know what I mean? Like, and then they'll do so much to get that little piece pushed out, and every one of us we're just like WTF, you know? And that's what I'm wondering. Why can't us rally in like some way that's like doesn't take a lot of our time? It shouldn't take a lot of our time. Like, dude, I don't watch like every preseason NFL game, but I watch a Super Bowl, and somehow the announcers let me know who to root for. Broncos, of course. You're never gonna go there. I mean, but like that's my point. Like, why should life be that hard? And
How do you get people to vote? How do you influence people to vote?
I don't
And
care
what-
about these people so much anymore. They are tuned. You know what? These people are in the sport. They're in the sport of politics. You know what? And so it's really like, how do you get these people engaged in a way that if they say something, they have to choose a side. You know what I mean? They're at the game. Like, well, I got to bet on home team, away team. You know? And if you got a new team, and this is where these things always die.
Hold on, these 80% right here, do they represent people that are straddling the fence on issues or
That's what I want to
side
know.
A or B?
I think
Blue or
most
red?
people in the 80%, Antonio, feel the same way about most things, which is, and it's not 100%. This is where I want to know your 100% thing, but I think most people are like, that's what I want to hear. My hypothesis is most people on most issues feel mostly the same, right? And it's like, if you push it to the edge, fine. If you push it to the edge, and that's where, you know, you have certain issues. And part of this project is to figure out what everyone actually thinks, and then we're gonna, for me, I'm gonna live it now for 8 days. We all are, and whoever's watching will. And then the question will be, oh, okay, we actually all do think this way about something, but we didn't know. But you know what I mean? Like, we're humans, right? Like between here and here is everything else. So we're a blob, you know?
So you're saying we all think a certain way, but we just don't all realize because no one communicates it. No
Yeah.
one shares
Are you
the
challenging
thought,
me on
so-
that?
No, I'm just trying to see if I understand what you're saying.
No, I'm trying to
Just
say,
trying to-
like, I think that we all have hopes and fears. I think most of us want our children to do well, you know, like, I think people have some sense of justice, but then where you're born, how you're treated, what you're taught, that's the environmental framework. That's the societal program. You know what I mean? Like, we're kind of like a blank slate initially, and then its influences, like, what program you. You know, some people were put on the top shelf, good stuff. Other people born back room. You know what I mean? And then other people, that's what has to be fixed for sure. But that's my view, and my view is that even though like you're born in a certain situation, like you said, those babies, like, they're influenced, they're programmed somehow, and I'd like to figure out how to unprogram that, or better yet, how can we reprogram our society, because we have to. I don't know how. You're right, we have no money, right? And money is power in some ways. But the voice is power. Like us doing live stream Twitch right now to whoever else wants to watch it, and we're gonna save this. We'll keep doing it. Like my friend was saying, this used to cost millions of dollars of equipment in a van, in a truck. And we're doing it on his kid's cell phone. Isn't that crazy? And so there is enormous power. We just have to figure out how to like find each other. Someone's gotta try and fail, and then try and fail again. But that's supposed to be our system, you know? Anyway.
Now let me take you back to you asked the question you said you want to go back to, if I could change one thing.
Sure, yes.
Fear. Remove all fear.
I'd love that.
All right. Because then
Remove
people
all
can
fear.
everyone can be absolutely honest if they didn't have anything to fear, right?
Yeah, I hope to live that way. I have a lot of fear myself, but I struggle with it. I hope, do you have fears that you have?
Everyone fears something.
How do you overcome yours?
I think some you never really overcome. You just cope, especially the ones you can't change. Like some shit just inevitable. And it's that old adage. Separate the things you can change, the things you can't, and deal with it.
Yeah.
Things you can, change them. Take steps to change. The things you can't, you better learn to adapt.
I know you want another specific question, and I don't want to ask a leading one. Have you?
I won't let you lead. You can go ahead.
Huh?
I won't let you lead. I won't follow. Go ahead.
You always ask questions. Let me ask you this. So if I were to give you, Mr. Pettis, $1 trillion in 10 years, so not all the money in the world, but $1 trillion, that's solid, right? And then that's like half of our government budget before it went haywire. And then 10 years, enough like you've got seeds planting now, 10 years from now. And if you were president of the United States, how would you invest that money?
No, I'm not armed to answer that question, but I don't even know the current state of. I know enough to know I don't know.
Well, what do you know
enough to make that damn type of decision.
What do you know that's
But think about that. Hold on, let's stay on that question for a minute. Think about that question though. What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
What, 1 trillion or 10 trillion, whatever number you said, whatever remarkable number you said. That's a hell of a responsibility there, boss. What's the current state of the U.S. economy? We know what they tell us, But what's the real?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, that's a question for you and anybody within earshot.
Yeah, okay. So the actual fact is the economy was down 35% in Q2, and even though we're bouncing back, the official government forecast is that we won't get back to where we were until the summer of 2022. And so even though we're bouncing back and the headlines are for strong recovery, the reality is we're about 10% below, and we're running up fiscal deficit the same level as World War II. So we have more debt now than World War II on a relative basis. So that's the situation.
And that's beautiful. And you could have went to the other end of the spectrum and said we was doing that much better. And no one believes anything that comes from the government mouth anymore. Where did you get those numbers from?
Well, I got them from the Bureau of Economic Analysis and the Federal Reserve website. But that's my business, right? I told you at first, did I tell you I was in the finance business originally?
You told me something about you was going to start and get into a finance business.
Well, I did it first, and then now I'm starting one up right now. But like my background, I used to study economics. I'm not saying that makes me know anything. That just means I don't know anything.
Oh no, and I asked you that question just to say you got that, and then you said the Federal Reserve.
Well,
no one trusts any information. Like you can pump out anything.
I could have said anything, but listen, I guess that's my point. It's like, how do you? It shouldn't be hard to make a smart decision. You're a smart man. I'm a smart man. You could tell me something about some area that I don't know. I'd be a total idiot. Right? It's just like, what do you know and what you don't know? And you're honest about what you say you don't know. But I know that if I gave you enough information, you could probably say what you like or don't like. Right? Prefer, don't prefer. That should be...
Some things, no matter what your aptitude is, you can recognize.
Well, I guess, okay, so can I ask you another question? So this is just part of our project, but how does someone start to own the truth? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one knows what to trust anymore. So how do you get to the point where people can trust what you are saying? Or what you write or print?
Time.
Time? Okay.
Consistency over time.
Consistency over time. Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure it didn't go bad where people couldn't trust overnight. So it's not going to be an overnight fix. So just add water remedy. So
what you're saying is consistency over time allows you to establish truth or a perspective on truth, or no?
Well, first of all, people got to trust you, and you got. Okay, if you say something, that has to be proven over time to be true,
Okay, so that's how you build trust.
I'm saying, in a normal relationship, how do you begin to trust someone?
Well, trust is when you don't worry about failure, right? You just assume it's going to happen.
And I don't think you go in there naively and blindly initially trusting someone. When you initially mean I trust them.
No, you got to trust but verify, right?
Was that Reagan?
Reagan said that.
Yeah.
That guy's amazing in some ways. trust but verify. And he said that about Mikhail Gorbachev when they're trying to. Remember they used to do Star Wars? The whole idea of like shooting down lasers. Just like you and I would have been in like 7th, 8th grade. No, 7 or 8 years old. I mean, 3rd grade. You're born.
I'm horrible with the time.
Do you remember doing?
But I do remember Mikhail Gorbachev.
Yeah. Do you remember doing the drills where you'd get under the desk in case of like nuclear war?
Get under the desk, yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's so the teachers don't go crazy while you're getting nuked. What do you think about the mask? Is this like getting under the desk, or is this actually helpful? Do you think for like coronavirus?
I do it out of respect for others.
I do too. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry for like
That's
spitting on you right
basically
now.
what
I'm like infecting you as I speak now. Do you think it's hurting the economy too much? Like how we're trying to fight coronavirus, like shutting it down, or like what do you think?
First of all, when it comes to safety and health, economics, I think they go out the window. So if it's truly, but you know what? Based off the number of deaths, I got to say, yeah, I got to say, hold on. The question I want to make sure I'm answering right. Money should not be an issue. Money should not be a damn issue when it comes to health and safety. Period.
I agree with you 1,000%. We both agree with that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about public health care? Like, what's the government's role in providing health care to citizens?
I don't know the fix on that because
It shouldn't. Why? Because it costs too much money?
but
If money weren't an issue, what would you do? If you're president, unlimited power, that's part of the question. Like, we do as a country have unlimited money. Did I say that? That might be false economics. Who knows? But like, what's the right thing to do?
the thing is, answer, I don't know. And why?
Okay.
Because people are going to complain regardless, no matter what system you use. It's going to be a huge
They're
problem.
going to complain,
Or
right?
do you go for the greater good? So I think you need to go to the greater good,
The greater good?
Yeah. What was that, like the utilitarian
I'm with you.
aspect or
Yeah.
some shit like that? The greater
Yeah.
good, very bad. I think, yeah.